All right, so let's start. And we're going to do our small joints first. So let's start with the ankles first. So we're going to start by extending the heels out, pulling the toes back, and then a little bend in the knee. And then release that, and then we're going to point and flex. Excellent. And then release that one. We're going to do circles around with the ankles, one direction and the other. Excellent. And then supinate and pronate, so the sole of the foot in, and then the pinky toe back, so back and forth like that. We do them together or opposites. Excellent. Release that one, and then we're going to finish off with windshield wipers. Excellent. Option to cross the legs if that's comfortable to sit like that. Otherwise, you can keep the legs straight out. And then let's come up to the wrist. So we're going to tuck the thumbs, wrap the fingers, and make circles with the wrist. And then getting into the elbows and the shoulders. Next, release that, shake it out. Then we're going to bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, and make figure eights. Pause for a moment, pull the hands apart, switch fingers on top. Excellent, release that, and shake it out. Nice. All right, let's do the neck next. So sitting up nice and tall, inhale. On the exhale, chin comes down to the chest. Inhale, you go all the way up, or as far as is comfortable. And then exhale, bring it all the way back down. Inhale, lifting it up. And exhale, back down. Next, inhale one more time, all the way up. And exhale, back down. Nice. Inhale back to neutral. And then let's go ear to shoulder. So we're going to exhale to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the second side. Inhale, center. Back to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Nice. Inhale, center one more time each side. And exhale to the first side. That arm can come out and over, resting on the opposite side of the head, making space between the ear and shoulder. Breathing into any tension that you're finding. Excellent. And then we're going to release nice and gently, slow. Exhale to the other side. That arm comes out and over, resting on the other side of the head. Breathing into any tension that you're finding. And then, releasing the tension with the exhale. Nice. When you're ready to come out, inhale. It comes back to center. Arm comes back. Nice. All right. Last one with the neck looking straight ahead. Inhale. On the exhale, turn to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the second side. Nice. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Nice. Inhale, center one more time, each side. Exhale to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Nice. Inhale, back to center, and then we're going to move down to the shoulders. So we're going to inhale forward and up. Exhale, down and back. Excellent. And then reverse, inhale back and up. Exhale, down and forward. Excellent. Release that. A couple more either direction or straight up and down. Excellent. Release that. All right. Next, let's move down. We're going to do our 6 directions of the spine. If you want, you can have the legs out straight or crossed, and you can switch the cross if the feet or ankles get a little tired. So we'll start with our cat and cow. Hands under the knees if the legs are crossed, or the thighs if they're out straight. We'll start with the exhale. Tuck the chin and the tailbone, sending the spine towards the back wall. And then on the inhale, rounding up, looking up, and reversing that curve. Exhale back to cat. Inhale, cat. Excellent. One more time in each direction. Nice. And then back to neutral. All right, let's do our lateral. We're going to do it twice. We're going to do it how we normally do it, and then we're going to do a little different option with the arms. So we're going to bring one hand down to the mat, inhale this other arm up, and then exhale, bring it back. Second side, inhale, and exhale. All right, one more time each side like this. And then we're going to do a slightly different version with the arms. So we're going to bring both arms up. Then we're going to exhale one arm down. Bring both up. And then exhale other side. Excellent. One more time each side. Excellent. And then release the hands back down. All right. So let's do a gentle twist, and then we're going to do some forward folds. So sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to exhale, turn to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. So we want this to be gentle, keeping it in the upper half to upper third of the spine. Excellent. And one more time each side. and back to center. All right, so if your legs aren't out straight, go ahead and bring them out in front. If you want, you can pound them in the mat, wake them up a little bit. And then we're going to do some forward folds here. So being gentle on the spine. So we don't want to round the spine. We want to keep the spine straight. So if we don't go that far, that's okay. Our primary area that we're looking at is the hamstrings for this one. So we want to keep the knees bent, and you can keep the legs soft. So we're not tightening the muscles in it. They're nice and soft. And we're going to use a little gravity help here. So inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Wherever you reach, just tap down. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, fold forward. So we'll keep doing that for a little bit, knowing that doing it dynamically helps the body realize that this is a safe movement. If we just do it really hard, then sometimes we meet some resistance. So if we're moving, keeping it nice and gentle. Excellent. Let's do one more. So we're going to come back up. And then last time down, we're going to grab the legs wherever you reach. Pull the chest forward. Tuck the belly in. And then exhale. If you want, this time you can round down, tuck the chin. And just let the muscles on the back of the legs melt down into this. Excellent. When you're ready to come out, we're going to extend the arms over the legs, push the legs into the floor. Inhale. And give that nice, strong spine. Exhale and release. Excellent. All right, so let's come up to hands and knees. Just going to do a little blanket under the knees. And let's start with our fabulous cat and cow. So we did it seated. So maybe this time notice the difference for the vertebrae going vertical to horizontal. So we're going to start with our exhale cat. Pull the belly button up towards the spine, tuck the chin and the tailbone. On the inhale, we're going to reverse the curve without dumping the belly towards the floor. We want to keep that engaged. Exhale back to cat. Inhale back to cow. So moving nice and slow. Excellent. All right, so let's add on the child's pose to this. So we're going to exhale cat. Inhale back to cow. And then exhale cat down to child's pose. And if you want to stay in your child's pose, that's totally fine. Otherwise, inhale, come back up to cow. And then exhale cat down to child's pose. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And then this is our last time down. Exhale, cat down to child's pose. We're going to pause here and we're going to do 3 directions with this child's pose. So the first one is we're going to go and walk the hands over towards the left so that we're over that left thigh. So you might feel a little stretching on the right side body as we walk over towards the left. Excellent. Come back through center and go all the way over to the right. And again, you might feel something on the stretching on that left side body. Excellent. And then coming back through center. Here, if you want, you can open the legs up a little bit wider, make a little room for the belly. Option to have the arms out, forehead down on the floor. Or you can stack the hands or the fists and rest the forehead on the hands. Excellent. And when you're ready to come out, we're gonna come back up to table. And then curling the toes under, we're gonna send the hips back towards the heels. So a nice, this isn't very gentle, a nice strong stretch for the soles of the feet. Excellent, release that, and then you can tap the tops of the feet on the mat. And then we're gonna come up to downward facing dog. So if there's any reasons why that's not in your practice, you can come up to standing. Otherwise, curl those toes again. Inhale, lift the hips up. And then option to come up and down on the toes. It's a really nice calf stretch. If we have tight hamstrings, sometimes the calves are a little tight too. Excellent. And then we're going to walk our dog. So bend one knee, extend the opposite heel towards the floor. Excellent. When you're ready to come up, we're going to look at the hands and walk the feet forward, or look back at the feet and walk the hands back. If you want, you can take a moment in your forward fold here and shake the head, yes and no. Have the knees bent a little bit. And then when we're ready to come up to standing, arms out to the side, bend the knees nice and deep. Inhale, coming all the way up, palms together, and then exhale, hands to heart. Excellent. All right, we are all vertical. Well done, us. So we're gonna do this before we do our moving balance. We're gonna grab our chairs. And seat towards you. And we're hinging at the hips here. So inhale, and then exhale, hinge at the hips. And then options here. So you can bring your hands to the seat of the chair. If you are super flexible today versus other days, and you can come down to the floor. But I'm going to encourage the seat of the chair because we're going to get more movement here. Because if you're overstraining, we're not getting those hamstrings. So we're going to send the hips back a little bit. So we have a straight spine. And we're going to bend one knee and straighten the other leg. Kind of like what we were doing with the walk your dog. This is elephant walk instead of walking the dog because we're up higher. Excellent. Okay, so release that one, and then we're going to bend and straighten the legs. So depending on how far down you want to go, bend and straighten. Head can be sort of near the seat of the chair. Come this way so you can see what I'm doing. So it's kind of almost just like a taller version of what we were just doing. So feet are on the floor, we're bending the knees, straightening the legs. And then the other thing you can do to kind of work the spine into this is you're holding onto the chair and sending the hips back so that we're lengthening the spine while we're engaging those hamstrings. Is that working? Does that feel good? Yeah. So we're bending the knees and I'm pulling. So my hands are holding onto the chair and I'm pulling my hips back away from the chair. So I've got two movements that I'm doing. All right, so coming up nice and slow, especially if you had your head low. And then we can move that chair out of the way. But we'll come back to it, so just move it off to the side for now. All right, let's do some moving balance next. Starting with our palm tree pose, we can just start coming up on the toes, or just the arms, or put them both together. Excellent. Okay, one or two more. This is the last one. Nice. All right. Shaking anything out that's a little stiff. And then let's do our other balance, moving balance. I feel like we're really ready to go big, right? So options, if you have a favorite style, go ahead and do that. I'm gonna do arm up, leg up, or knee up, opposite arm up. So if that's too much on the shoulders, you can do to the knee. Excellent. All right, one more time each side. Release that, and then just because it's so much fun, let's do the marching version. So we're gonna have the arms straight out in front, and the idea with this one is to raise the knees as high as you can towards your arms. Yes, okay. So all the way up. Without bringing your arms down to your knee. So that's really getting into those hip flexors. Little core, balance, all kinds of goodies. Excellent. Okay, one more time each side. Whew. All right, that one's good, huh? That's really good for also your heart rate. All right, let's do, so hamstrings. So we're gonna do a high lunge. Because it's got a couple of things going for it. So it's strengthening the muscles around the knee, and it's also stretching out the back leg. Okay, so let's do, let's make it not easy. So we're gonna step forward and raise the arms and then drop the arms and step back. If that's too much, you can step and hold the chair and try and step back. So that's that ability to step forward and back is super helpful for strengthening those balance muscles. All right, so here we go. So we'll do 3 on each side. So starting with whichever leg you like. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna step forward, inhale, the arms come up. And then on the exhale, arms down, step up. Nice. Again. And that back heel can stay on the floor or come up on the toes. Excellent. And back down. And then we'll do the other leg. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. Again. And one more time. Excellent. All right. That wasn't too hard, was it? All right, let's do our warrior one while we're doing the lungy kind of stuff here. So turn one foot out, step the other foot forward. And then let's just do regular. It's so much fun. If you have any shoulder issues, you can do cactus arms instead of arms straight up or even hands at the heart. I'm gonna do regular, original. So inhale, arms up, bend that front knee. And then exhale back down. We're just gonna leave the feet where they are. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do one more round the same side. Inhale. Exhale. Again. And last one. Nice. And then we'll push off, step back or step the back foot forward. Turn that foot out, step that second foot forward. And let's do this side. Inhale. And again. Excellent. Inhale. And exhale one more round. Inhale. And exhale. Again. And last one. Nice. All right, push off, step back. All right, we did some axial extension, we did some hamstring. Okay. Let's do, so we're gonna do another balance pose. I don't know if I've done this with you guys or not. We'll give it a shot. It's not hard. Well, it's not easy. Maybe it is, I don't know. All right, so if you want to use your chair, you can do that. We're gonna do 30 seconds on each foot with the knee bent. Okay, if you don't make it to 30, don't worry about it. You can come back in and go back out, however you want to do it, but I actually have a stopwatch. So one foot up, bend the other knee, and go. So the chair's there if you need it. Coming in and coming out. So this would be a good one to practice for before dancer pose. All right, 10 more seconds. Five more. Ah. And done. Nice. All right, shake it out. Wasn't too hard. My other side's not as easy for me, so we'll see. Okay, ready? And go. Ten more seconds. 5, 2, 1, and done. Awesome. All right, shake it out. Very nice. All right. So let's do warrior 2. You're going to step one foot forward. Back foot's closer to 90 degrees. Do hands at the heart, arms open up to the side, and we're going to bend that front knee over that front ankle. And if your feet aren't where you like them, you can just soften the shoulders. Take a breath or so here. And then let's do our two add-ons. Do side angle pose. Bend that front elbow, forearm comes to the thigh. This backhand can be on the hip, hand towards the ceiling, or that bicep over the ear. And then we're going to inhale, windmill around to peaceful warrior, the front arm up top, that backhand down the back leg. Excellent. Again, side angle pose. And inhale, windmill around to peaceful warrior. Excellent. One more time through side angle pose. And inhale, peaceful warrior. Nice. All right, we'll come back to warrior two. And drop the arms and step the feet back together. Excellent. If you want, shake it out. And we'll switch sides. Hands at the heart, arms open to the side. Soften the shoulders, breath or so. Bend the front elbow. Side angle pose. This upper hand can be on the hip, hand up towards the ceiling, or bicep over the ear. And then we're going to inhale, windmill around to peaceful warrior. Excellent. Back to side angle pose. And peaceful warrior. One more time through side angle pose. Excellent. Inhale, peaceful warrior. And we'll finish off with warrior two. Excellent. Drop the arms and step the feet back together. All right, shake it out. All right, so let's do a nice little tree pose here next. Again, if you want your chair for that, grab that. Otherwise, we'll start with kickstand or tripod feet, heel above the ankle. Check in with this straight leg, strong hip on that side. Activating the muscles around that, and then hands at the heart. We're going to grow our branches. If you have your balance you want, you can bring that foot up higher. If not, no worries, keep your foot on the floor. Excellent. Take one more breath here. And then coming out nice. And excellent. Shake it out if you like. Going to the other side, heel above the ankle. Hands at the heart. Grow branches. If you have your balance you want, you can bring that foot up higher. Just want to try and keep it even from side to side. So if one side's easier than the other, keep it at that first side style. So let's take one more breath here. And then coming out nice and graceful. Excellent. All right, shake it out. Let's see. We're going to do a half sun salutation. And then I think we're going to do a full sun salutation. So we've not done that in a hot minute. Okay. Because we keep not landing on the holidays. Or not holidays, but equinox and solstice. All right, so here we go. So let's do our half sun salutation first. So we'll start with the hands at the heart. We're going to inhale, hands down, arms up. Exhale, arms up to the side, forward fold, bend the knees as much as you need. Inhale, halfway lift, the hands can come to the front of the legs. Extend the spine, exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees nice and deep, arms out to the side, push the feet into the floor. Inhale, palms together, exhale, hands to front. All right, two more of those. Inhale, hands down, arms up. Exhale, arms out to the side, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, arms out to the side. Inhale, all the way up, palms together. Exhale, hands straight. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Soften the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees nice and deep. Arms out to the side, push the feet in. Inhale, all the way up, palms together. Exhale, hands straight. All right. So let's try a full sun salutation. All right, so GI yoga style, we don't do a push-up kind of thing. So we're gonna do plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and then back up to the front. But we'll go slow. All right, so here we go. Hands at the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms out to the side. Hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. So we're gonna bring the hands down to the mat, step the feet back into plank. Knees come down to the mat. We're gonna look up for upward facing dog. Flip the toes, downward facing dog. Hips come up. And then you can look up at the hands and walk the feet up or walk the hands back. We'll bring the arms out to the side. All the way up, palms together. Exhale, hands straight. All right, and two more. Yeah. All right. Hands at the heart. We'll go nice and slow. Arms down, all the way up. Exhale, arms out to the side, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, hands come down to the mat, step back to plank. Knees come down to the mat, flip the feet, looking up to upward facing dog. Flip the toes, hips come up, downward facing dog. And then you can walk the hands back or walk the feet forward. Bend the knees, arms up to the side, inhale. All the way up, palms together. Exhale, hands straight. All right, one more. Hands at the heart. All the way down and up and around. Exhale, arms out to the side, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, hands come down to the mat, step back to plank. Down to the knees, flip the feet, looking up, upward facing dog. Flip the toes, hips come up, downward facing dog. And walk the hands back or the feet forward. Forward fold, bend the knees, arms out to the side, inhale. Hands come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Awesome, all right, adjust the yoga clothes, right? And then shake anything out. Get a drink. And then got one more for the hamstrings, and then we'll come down to the mat. And do some more spine. All right, so this one's not hard, but it's me kind of sweaty. So squat folds, you guys can do that, right? I was doing it last night with a chair. So if you feel a little like you'd rather do that for stability, that's fine. I'll just show you. Inhale, and then fold, and then inhale, and then squat. And then come back up. If you want to use the chair. I'm not going to use the chair, but I just thought I'd show you that. Because it would be easier. All right, you guys ready? So we're going to inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Keeping the knees nice and soft. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, squat. You don't have to go that far because we're just going to inhale back up. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come back up. So we're keeping the knees nice and soft. Exhale, squat. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. And then inhale up, and we'll do our last squat. Exhale, squat. And then if you want, from here, you can come all the way down, or if you want to come up and then sit, you can do that. All right. So what do we want to do next? Let's do our open and close twist, and then we'll come back onto the spine. All right, so I'm bending my right knee. Right foot comes into the mat. Left arm extended over that left leg. You're going to inhale, lift, extend, and then on the exhale, in front of or behind that right knee, right hand comes behind the spine, pushing up, inhale, and then exhale, turn and look towards that back wall. Excellent, we're going to unwind. Left arm over that left leg again, gaze follows the thumb, inhale, open. You can hold on to that right leg for counterweight. Excellent, and then bring that back. We're gonna switch sides, extend the right leg. Left knee is bent, right arm over that right leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale in front of or behind that left knee. Left hand behind the spine, inhale, lift. Exhale, turn and look towards that back wall. Excellent, unwind. Right arm over that right leg, gaze follows the thumb, inhale, open twist. Excellent. Bring it back and release. All right, so let's bring the feet up to the top of the mat. And hands on the knees, rolling back onto the spine. And the first thing we're going to start with is one-legged Apanasana. So exhale, bring one knee in, inhale, foot to the floor. And then other side, exhale, knee in, inhale, foot to the floor. Excellent. So finish that off evenly. And then we're going to come into bridge pose, and we're going to do something different, which I don't know if I've done it with you guys or not, but if we haven't, it'll be fun. If we have, it'll be even more fun. All right, so we're going to do just regular bridge pose first, and then we'll do an extra one. All right, so first round, your choice if you want to do the arms or if you just want to keep them down by your side. So we're just gonna either do robot arms or you can lift the arms up with the hips. So we're gonna inhale, push the feet into the floor, lift the hips up from the hip points, use the arms or not, and then exhale, the hips come down and arms if you raise them. Excellent, inhale again, push the feet in, lift the hips up. Exhale, back down. Next, let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Nice. All right. Release that, and then we're going to do maybe turbo bridge pose here. So we're going to take the right foot or ankle and bring it up on that left thigh. And this time, for sure, we're going to leave the arms down by our sides. On the inhale, we're going to push that right foot into the floor and lift the hips up. So we're doing a one-legged bridge upside down number 4, pigeon pose, whatever you call it. And then exhale, bring that down. Let's do that 2 more times. Nice and slow. Inhale, lift. Push that right foot into the floor. Exhale, back down. Nice and slow. Excellent. Okay, one last time. Inhale. Push that foot into the floor. Lift the hips up. And exhale, back down. Excellent. Left foot comes to the mat. Right foot or right ankle on that left thigh. And let's do this side. One side might be way easier than the other, and that's okay. Just a little asymmetrical sometimes. All right, here we go. Inhale, push that left foot into the floor, lift the hips up. Exhale, back down. Nice. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Excellent. And one more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Excellent. Bring that right foot down to the mat. Then we're going to bring both knees in for Apanasana. Exhale, knees in. Inhale, knees out. Excellent. Next time you bring the knees in. On the exhale, we're going to inhale. Feet up towards the ceiling, arms overhead. Point and flex the feet. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to knees. And again, inhale. Feet up towards the ceiling, point and flex, arms overhead. Exhale, back. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, open. Point and flex. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to knees. And last time. Inhale, open. Point and flex. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to knees. Nice. All right, let's bring the feet down to the mat. And bring that left foot to the center of the mat. Cross that right leg over the left. Arms can come out to a T. And we're going to drop both knees over towards the left. The head can look left, center, or right. Excellent. On the inhale, bring the knees to center. Keep the legs crossed the way they are. Drop the legs to the right. And the head can look left, center, or right. Excellent. Inhale, knees to center, uncross. Right foot comes to the center, left leg over the right. And then we're going to drop both knees to the left. And the head can go left, center, or right. Excellent. Inhale, knees to center. And then exhale, knees to the right. Head can look left, center, or right. Excellent. Inhale, the knees to center. We're going to uncross. Arms can stay out in the T, and we're going to do windshield wipers with the knees. So feet can come out a little bit wider and a little bit further away from the torso, and just side to side. So there's a couple of different options with windshield wipers. If you like this, that's awesome. Other ways you can do it, one leg goes out and then comes up, and then the other leg goes out and comes up. Or feet nice and wide, and then one knee goes in and then comes up, and then the other knee goes in and comes up. So whichever style you like. Releasing any tightness in the hips. Nice little massage on the sacrum. Excellent. Back to center. Let's do a short little round of wide-legged Apanasana. So the knees are nice and wide. Exhale, knees in. Inhale, knees out. Excellent. We'll bring the feet down to the mat. And we're going to do that pelvic tilt. So we're going to push the feet into the mat. That's going to tip the tailbone up. And then release that pressure and keep it going. Pull the tailbone down towards the mat. So back and forth, that's our pelvic tilt. Getting into that way lower spine. And also help counterpose those twists. Excellent. And then when you finish that one, option to keep the legs bent or extend them straight out. Either way, whatever's more comfortable. And we're going to do our palm tree pose arms here. So three options with the legs. Knees are bent, or legs straight out, or you can zip the legs up together. All right, so here we go. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms back down by your sides. So each of those three, the palm tree pose, the pelvic tilts, and the Apanasana, work the whole of the spine to bring it back to symmetrical. Just kind of work as counter poses. And the three of these together in the morning before you get up out of bed is really nice. And the last thing when you get into bed is nice too. Excellent. Let's finish the one you're on and do two more. Excellent. All right. So after you finish that, we're going to release the legs and feet away from each other, or you can keep the knees bent if that's more comfortable. Tucking the shoulder blades together under the back body, arms down by your side and away from the torso. Getting any last little wiggles out. I'm going to sit up so you can hear me better. And let's get ready for our final relaxation pose. Let's do a full body relaxation, walking up the body, relaxing each part as we go. Starting with the feet, relax the toes. Relax the tops of the feet, the soles of the feet, and the heels. Release the ankles. Relax the calves and shins. Release the knees and the space behind the knees. Relax the tops of the thighs and the backs of the thighs. Let the pelvis be heavy and sink into the earth. Relax the abdomen. Release the rib cage and let go of breath. Let the shoulders be heavy and sink into the earth. Relax the upper arms, elbows, and lower arms. Release the wrists. Relax the hands, fingers, and palms. Relax the throat and the back of the neck. Release the jaw. Smooth the forehead and face. Let any last thoughts seep out the top of the crown of the head. Let the earth's gravity hold you. Let the air around you breathe you. Take the next few moments and just be. Gently coming back into awareness. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. If you like, you can roll your head side to side. When you're ready, and with an inhale, rolling over onto your right or left side. When you're ready, and again with an inhale, pushing up to a comfortable seated position. And bring breath back into the body and find us safely on our way. Let's finish with the lotus breath. So pinky together, bottom of the hand and the thumb together. So it makes a little lotus flower. Inhale, open, exhale, close. We're gonna do that 4 times. Ready, here we go. So we're gonna inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And inhale, open. Exhale, close. And one more glorious time. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Hands together at the heart. And namaste. All right, thank you, gang. I'll see you next week with polls.